Hey YouTube, today we will be making Instant Pot turnip greens and cabbage. I have all my ingredients ready and we're going to get started. Okay, we're going to start by separating the turnip leaves from the stem. I have two bundles. Here's one, here's two that I got from the local supermarket. I have my stem bowl and my strainer that I'm going to use to clean the turnip greens once I remove all of the leaves off. Okay, I'm going to fast forward through this part. Okay, we've got all of them done. Now I just have to clean these. This is my throwaway bucket of all my stems and pieces that I didn't want. These greens are extra dirty, so I'm going to prepare a green bath. All right, my greens are soaking in the green bath. To prepare this, all I did was rinse the greens 3 times through the strainer so I could visibly see any dirt or anything coming off. And then I made cold, like probably 5 inches of water in here, and I just have the greens soaking just to try to take off any other remnants that's left. You don't have to do this each time for greens, but if they're extra dirty, then it's probably a good idea. Now we're going to prepare the cabbage and let the greens soak a while. Now for the cabbage, I've cleaned off my prep area. Make sure that you clean your prep area between each food, especially if you're switching from a veggie to a meat or a fruit to a meat. Make sure your prep area is very clean. So I'm going to cut the cabbage up. I got a knife that's fairly sharp, I hope. And I'm going to just cut it up so that it's close to the size of the greens. First, I'm going to cut the stem off. And then I'm going to cut through the cabbage. It's kind of tough. And I'm going to fast forward this part too, while I cut through the cabbage, because this will take a little while.
So fly, and I don't wanna land. I'm feeling like, yeah, I'm in the zone, and you don't gotta understand. I'm feeling like.
Okay, now the rest, if you want, you can break apart with your hand. Make it the consistency that you would like. I'm fine with this right here. So I'm going to pour this into the strainer to be rinsed off. You don't have to do a cabbage bath. You should be able to just rinse it off and it should be just fine. But there we go, I have my cabbage pieces. I'm going to rinse them off now. Okay, the greens and cabbage is all clean. It's ready to go. All shredded. And I've got my Instant Pot here. Now I'm going to get my seasonings ready in the Instant Pot. To do this, I like to take the container out. So I'll show you the seasonings. To prepare my Instant Pot, first I'm going to add a cup of water. I'm going to add a tablespoon of olive oil. Well, that's about all that was left in there. I'm going to add a tablespoon of lemon pepper. Tablespoon of seasonal. And I'm not using meat in this recipe today, so in exchange I'm going to use chicken bouillon. Now you can mix it up, you can use beef. Some people like to put pork in their greens or turkey, but it really doesn't matter. I think chicken Tastes good too. You can bake a whole chicken in the Instant Pot and then use the juices left over to cook your greens in. And we'll do that on another recipe. So I'm going to, okay, got my 2 bouillons opened up. And they're ready to go. Now it's just adding the greens and the cabbage. So I'm going to add the greens and cabbage, put them into the Instant Pot, and I'll come back and show you. All right, our greens and cabbage mixture is inside the pot. Now, just to set our coordinates to cook our food. Let's put the top on. We hear the song. Close it. There we go. Make sure that our vent is turned to locking. Well, actually, I turned it the wrong way. There we go. Locking. That's to trap all the pressure in. Okay, we're going to turn on pressure cook. We're going to make sure it's on low pressure. If it was not, then we would change it. We're going to make our time 15 minutes on low pressure. And then we just let it sit. There we go. Now it's on. It's going to build up pressure and then it'll start the countdown, and I'll be back when it's finished. So we are back and our greens are done. I let them distress a little bit and air out by themselves, but now I'm going to relieve the rest of the pressure. So I just turned my nozzle there and I just let the pressure release until I see the little silver button fall in. In the meantime, I'm going to hit the cancel button on my pot so that it can turn off and stop counting down. Now, some recipes require you to allow the pressure to release on its own, but for this, I don't think it needs to completely release on its own. You can speed that up a little bit. Okay, we're just waiting for it to fall. There it goes. All right, sounds like it's stopped. Okay, I'm gonna open my pot. Let's see our finished product. Smells great. Looks great. We have our greens finished. We have a nice flavorful broth at the bottom from all of the seasonings we put in. Now, if you feel like you needed more seasoning than that, or if you wanted to add a meat to this mixture, you can, but I think it looks great. I think it's perfect just the way it is. Alrighty, thank you. Join us for our next video where I'll be showing you how to cook fried chicken. If you have any requests for future videos, let me know in the comments. Thanks.